Hello, it's Noelle. Long time no see. I am coming on to do a video of a project that I've been working on, and I searched all over YouTube to see if anybody else had done this kind of project, and I did not find anyone doing it. So I thought I would share what I've been doing. So this is notebook making. I don't need any more notebooks, but I'm making a lot of notebooks because I figured out this idea that's made me very happy. So they're spiral bound notebooks. This is one that I made. This one I just put a sticker on, and I'm going to show the process of this in a little bit. This is another, it's hardcover. It's a hardcover notebook. All right, and then this one's a little more plain as well. I haven't put a sticker on it or anything. So what I've been doing is buying hardcover books at the Dollar Tree or at Goodwill. And so when you're at the Dollar Tree, this isn't from the Dollar Tree, but I've cut all of the books that I've cut from the Dollar Tree up, so I couldn't show you an example of it. But when you go into the Dollar Tree, they have the hardcover books have these paper on them, paper covers, and when you take them off and you look underneath, oh voila! Okay, some of them have really cool designs on them. This is one from the Dollar Tree. Look at that. And the back is just plain. So I've obviously already cut this one apart. I'll talk about that a little bit. This one's from the Dollar Tree. Can you see the little embossing? It's got a little embossed. Sorry, the camera quality is not great on my laptop. You kind of see it a little bit. This one was super fun. I actually bought 3 of this book because my husband's a musician, and his partner in his band and his wife would probably love. But look at this. Lifted up the cover. The paper cover, and this is what we had. And then I'm going to show something else about that too. Just a minute. This one was from Goodwill. I just thought that was a super cool cover for a notebook, right? So I'm going to put my knowledge in it. This is a good cover for a journal, don't you think? Ooh, lots of glare. You get lots of glare for that one. Again, from Goodwill. And then I found this children's book at Goodwill. This Courage on it. I thought that was super cool. On the back had this really colorful picture on it. And then this one, I've gone back and forth if I was even going to show this one, but this one I painted the cover, put these funny little birds on it, painted the back. This was an upcycle project that I did at my brother-in-law's art studio. So the other thing that's kind of cool about some of these is the inside. So this really neat one, the inside page has designs sometimes. So when you cut them apart, maybe keep the first couple pages. I'll show you on this one here. The inside cover page looked like that. Isn't that cool? And then in the back, I kept the inside cover page of that too. So you take the book, show that one, I think I did. Take the paper cover off the book, and then if you want to keep this part here, then you just want to cut the binding out. You just want to cut it out so you can kind of see where it comes together here. So I just take an X-Acto knife, cut in there, and then the same thing in the back. Take an X-Acto knife and cut it in, and then you pull the book out and put it in the recycling bin. And I feel kind of terrible doing that, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm using the book. It was at the Dollar Tree or the Goodwill, right? I'm using the book. I haven't bought any books yet that I wanted to read, just ones that had pretty covers. Maybe I'll buy one, read it, and then turn it into a notebook, and that'd be pretty cool too, right? Okay, so a couple of tips on this that I wanted to share. So first of all, you need to pull out your bind-it-all, or what's the other one called? I looked it up, I don't remember. There's a couple of these machines. If you're like me, you've had one sitting in your closet for a long time, and every once in a while when you need it, you pull it out. Pull that out. The first tip I wanted to give is do the cover first, then do your paper. So like for instance, in this one, this is one of my first ones, and maybe get a really cheap book that you don't necessarily love at Goodwill, because I think they were cheaper there. Well, the Dollar Tree ones were cheap, for a practice run, because this was the most help for me. So this one did not turn out great because we can see how it didn't line up. See, I've got holes in the paper up here. So do the book part first, cut it apart, trim it up, just use an X-Acto knife to kind of cut up the edge. Let me show you a little bit on that. What happens. So see, I've cut the binding off and I still have this part. So I need to get my knife out in my mat and cut that to make it a nice clean edge, because you're going to have, pieces like that hanging off of it. Same with this one. See, I need to cut it and get that part off. So do that, get it nice and smooth. I actually took an emery board to it as well to kind of make sure that it wasn't rough at all. All right, so punch the board, the book out first. Punch the front and the back out so that they match exactly, and then use this as a guide to cut the paper out so that it will line up. And I have a couple of different kinds of paper that I have found work really well. This is the sketchpad paper from the Dollar Tree. It's got a nice smooth finish to it. It's not super thick, but thick enough that it's going to feel really, it feels really good in there. And any pen that I've touched on it, so I'm going to have 4 of these. So cut them down to the size of the book you're doing. Punch the holes after. This was one I got at Walmart. It's dotted. So I really like the dotted paper. So I'll cut that down. And right now, because it's back to school time, they have these sketch pads at the Walmart, and I don't remember, but I know they were cheaper than Dollar Tree, and they're pretty much the same paper. It's a nice smooth white paper. My first one that I used, I decided I was going to put a whole bunch of different papers in. So you can't see that very well. This is just a very inexpensive loose graph paper that I put in, and I don't like that. The print on it is too dark, and so when I wrote on it, it just didn't show through very well. And then I put some like really inexpensive watercolor and multi-use paper that I had just in my stash already. But I found, this is one of the Dollar Tree ones here. I can feel it. I found that Dollar Tree one works great, as it does that one from Walmart. So follow the directions for your binding machine to do that part. And those are the papers that I recommend. And then I wanted to show you briefly let's make sure that so this is the kind of thing that this notebook that I'm showing you started with. It was just a book that was double colored and different color, but that kind of thing. I have been watching junk journal video, or everybody doing junk journals, and for me, I wasn't understanding what I was going to do with it once I made the junk journal. So I'm kind of doing a backwards junk journal. So I'm making the notebooks, that paper, and then filling it out with things like a monthly spread. And this isn't my idea. I got this from somebody else on YouTube to take. So for the month of May, I just sat down, and I have one of those little Kodak printers. I also have a little black and white printer that has the rolls of paper that's super inexpensive. And doing kind of a, this is my month of May sort of thing. And then when I have other things come up, like quotes and things that I want to put in, I wanted to write a little story about this picture that I've had for a long time. Just little things like that. Like I said, quotes, events. This was my family reunion recently. It's always a competition, so I had to keep track of who was getting points and what was going on there. So anyway, I got this sticker at a place we went. So I'm kind of doing a reverse version of a junk journal by making the notebook and then putting my junk in. I have done some like flip out things like you do in the junk journal. So this was in May. I had a big trip to Waco, Texas, and this was from Magnolia and Sea. I did a flip up thing, and I could do some, put the tuck pockets in as I go instead of doing it in advance. And this has been so fun for me to just kind of be just writing things when I want to write something, documenting things when I want to document things. And I'm going to have these super cute notebooks that, speak to me because I made them, and they're things that I picked out and that sort of thing. So if you have any questions, leave comments below. I know I haven't explained this in great detail or demonstrated it or anything, but just wanted to kind of get the idea out there because I thought it was so fun. And I'd love to see any notebooks that you make and any ideas that you have to share with us. So thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.